Hi everyone, welcome to an episode of Skis Productions. Today I wanted to do a long-term review of the Bülk Mark 1. So this started off with something that I felt like a lot of people got wrong about my original videos of the Bülk, and that is a lot of people thought that I just absolutely hated it, that there was nothing to like about it, and that's just not true. Because I did say a lot of good things in my one video about it, but I also wanted to make people aware of all the issues it was having, because a lot of people buying these don't know all this stuff and haven't had the hands-on experience. Or some people, maybe it was irrelevant too, but either way, it was good to make people aware of the downsides to the Bülk. At least in my opinion, that was the right thing to do. Now, it did make a lot of people mad. It made a lot of supporters for the Bülk mad. It made the manufacturer angry. So it wasn't personal. It was just making people aware of the issues. And I did reach out to them and let them know, hey, these are the issues, stuff like that. But I didn't see any improvement after a few months, or I still don't really see any solutions on their end for the issues I was having, mostly leaking and the body scratching itself. So I did fix all the leaks myself by doing like a gasket on it and coming up with my own securement system for the hatch. Basically, I made bungee cords that hold down the front hatch onto a seal, and that way it keeps it constant tension on the seal so no water gets into this front hatch anymore. Also, I had leaking right here where it would come in and drip down on my leg underneath the hood here, and all I did was I put the same gasket there, and now it redirects it down out the sides, so now it doesn't drip down on my leg. As far as scratching itself up, can't really help that. That's just the way it is. I tried putting frame protective tape on it, and all it did was rip off the top part of the tape and lift the glue on it, which just kind of made everything worse. So I kind of at a loss for it scratching itself up. I mean, I could put felt stuff on there, but I'm pretty sure it would just yield the same result, and I don't want to keep trying to bridge that gap there. I did have an idea to put like a washer, like a bolt in here, but with a wing nut on there to secure it. That way the hood can't move forward and backward like it can with the cable in there. So why do I keep the Bülk Mark 1? So I keep the Bülk Mark 1 primarily for speed and handling. So the speed, I can go faster. I want to say it's about half mile an hour to 1 mile an hour faster than the Quest XS. So, and I could take turns at 30 plus miles an hour, like really sharp turns at 30 plus miles an hour with the Bülk Mark 1, where I can't do that same thing with my Quest XS, and I can't do that on my motorcycle. So that's something to be said about the Bülk, and how good the low center of gravity does in sharp turns. Now, people might wonder, well, why do you keep your Quest XS? Well, the Quest XS fits me better, so it's more comfortable for me to ride the Quest XS. Doesn't make my neck sore, doesn't do certain things, you know. Whereas in the Bülk Mark 1, let me just kind of show you how I'm sitting in the Bülk Mark 1. So obviously this is without the everyday hood on. Now I'm slouched down pretty low in here because I'm a short rider, and this is about where I'd be to be comfortable. The problem with this position is when I add the hood, I'll have to sit up like this and keep my head up off the headrest, and the visor is about here on the hood on me. So when I'm looking up here, the visor is actually sitting up right here, right below my eye line, and that makes it pretty difficult to see out of it when it starts fogging up around the bottom. So I put the fog insert as low as I could on the visor, so when it's winter time and I'm trying to see up over it, it kind of really hurts my neck after a couple hours of riding. Now obviously it's still more comfortable than riding an upright bike, but I can't really get past that because that's going to cause me pain there after a while, because I'm constantly tensing everything up to do that. Also, I have to choose flatter routes with the Bülk Mark 1. I can't really do long hills, even up to like a 10% gradient with my stock gearing. It's not really working out too well. I have to put out a lot of effort, which puts a lot of strain on my knees, whereas my Quest XS has the mountain drive. Now I wanted to get the mountain drive for this, but I have yet to be able to get it, because whenever I try to send payment for it, the manufacturer can't tell me how they want to get paid. So I can't pay for it if you don't give me a way to pay for it. So I don't know what they want me to do. Now it's Habersock Mobility is the place I'm trying to order it from, which is the people who make Schlumpf mountain drives. And I didn't order it with the Bülk Mark 1 because it would have delayed my delivery of the Bülk Mark 1, so I didn't want to wait like another year for the Schlumpf mountain drive where I could just have my Bülk right away. So that's why I didn't get that. So another reason why I keep my Quest XS is because the Quest also has a lot more storage inside the body than it does, than the Bülk Mark 1 does. So the Bülk has some storage in it, but it's not as much usable storage space. Now what do I mean by that? So when I'm taking stuff, usually it's in a package that's like block shaped, or I'm gonna have to carry a jar or something like that. Now in the Bülk, the spaces are really narrow, so unless what you're carrying is really narrow, it's not gonna fit. So that's why I got the trailer adapter for the Bülk, which I do have a trailer for the Bülk for carrying those blocky items, or say if I'm going grocery shopping and stuff like that, I have to attach a trailer to the Bülk to go grocery shopping. On the Quest XS, usually I can fit everything next to my seat or behind my seat, and there's quite a lot of room inside the Quest that I can't use on the Bülk, and perhaps I'll make a separate clip to show that storage space difference between the two Velomobiles. Basically, I'll try to fit what I have in my Quest into my Bülk, and I don't think it'll fit in the Bülk because also on the drive side of the Bülk, you can't really use the drive side because it's all blocked off because the chain's open. Alright, so I just wanted to make a video to show you guys what I was carrying today in my Quest XS. So I got the full-size foam sleeping pad, water bladder, I got a camera bag, and then under the camera bag I got repair tools. Also have a JBL speaker and a 12-volt battery under the seat. Now I'm going to try to fit those same items in the Bülk Mark 1. Now also I brought my tripod as well inside my Quest, which I highly doubt that's going to fit inside the Bülk. Let's go ahead and try it out. Alright, so I packed the Bülk Mark 1 with the same stuff. Got my water bladder over there. It's kind of above the seat, as you can see there. So is my tripod, and that's going to be stabbing me right in the arm because it's above the seat. Camera bag, it's barely lit in the seat, so the seat's actually going to be sitting on the camera bag. Camera bag is pushed up against the JBL speaker there. So as you can see, the same stuff that I fit in my Quest XS pretty easily and comfortably do not fit inside the Bülk. I even had to take the cover out. Let's just touch on reliability. So has it been reliable for me? Yes and no. So the primary issue I've had was the chain coming off the front idler up here, up front, down low. It pops off there for some random reason, and at first I thought it was just because I stopped pedaling while going down a hill and the chain was just slapping forward. So I tried pedaling to keep tension on the chain, and the same thing would happen. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's been a reliability issue. Another thing was, so when I put more pressure on the crank arms, it makes cracking noises on the front. Now I don't know if that's because I had to trim the front boom in order for the chain to clear, which was another complaint I had about it. But from what I understand, that didn't weaken it to that point. But I did notice now when I'm going up hills, I hear cracking sounds in the front. Now that might just be the bottom bracket, but I haven't really done too much investigating to figure it out. Another issue I had with it was the rear idler or the rear swing arm is flexing when I'm pedaling up a hill and putting down like really heavy strokes. So I hear something rubbing on there with every pedal stroke. I'm hoping it's the idler. It might be the crank arm actually flexing from the chain pulling it, but I didn't see any rub marks on the tire, so I'm assuming that's not what's happening. I'm assuming it's going to be the rear idler back there, but I haven't seen any rub marks from the idler either, so I'm kind of, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, basically, type mental attitude on it. Other than that, it's been pretty reliable. As far as durability wise, it's been very durable for me. I mean, I haven't been too rough on the Bülk, but I have put it through its paces and taken it on multiple different types of terrains, including rough gravel and even off-road. And it's been just fine. It hasn't got scratched up. The only part that hits is the heel bumps in the front down low, which I kind of already knew that was going to be the one part that was going to hit. But other than that, it actually has, so if you look at the Bülk Mark 1 compared to the Quest XS, they actually have, at least my models, they have the same ground clearance. The only thing that makes the Bülk a lower ground clearance is those heel bumps. If you cut off those heel bumps, it would have the same ground clearance as my Quest XS. At least when I put them side by side, they look very identical. There might be a very small fraction, maybe like a 1/4 inch difference. That's not much of a difference at all. So would I recommend the Bülk to new people? Yeah, and in fact, I actually preferred the Bülk earlier this year after I got into a car accident, or after a car hit me while riding my open trike, and it broke my clavicle and a bunch of ribs on the left-hand side, and amongst a bunch of other injuries I got from it. Having the larger opening on the Bülk was a lot better than having the narrow opening on the Quest XS when I couldn't use my arms to support my own weight. I still have trouble supporting my own weight with my arm, but the Bülk's larger opening made it a lot easier just to step in, sit down, and go. Whereas this Quest, you have to kind of just step on the seat and slide on in. This thing, you just step in, sit down, close the lid. That's all you got to do. So it's a lot easier for those who have difficulty getting in and out of chairs or have problems with supporting their body weight with their arms and hands and stuff like that. The Bülk's great for that. So after a year, do I like the Bülk? I will say that there are things I didn't like about the Bülk, but the speed and handling make it worth it. So the pros outweigh the cons for the Bülk for me. I also keep my Quest XS because the Quest XS is my first Velomobile, so obviously it has a nostalgic effect to me. And it's also a lot more comfortable to me because it's actually the right size for me. If they made the Bülk in the size of the Quest XS, I would see no reason to keep the Quest XS. That being said, that's my opinion on the Bülk after a year of using it. I hope you guys get some good info from this video. Thanks for watching.